Welcome to CIT 160. This is Brother Ferguson, and this week we're going to be talking about HTML basics. So this week, again, we're going to talk about HTML basics. Now, this is just the basics. In this class, we don't really get into a lot of HTML. The focus of this class is really just to learn how to program, and we happen to be using JavaScript, which meshes very well with HTML. So we're going to learn just enough HTML that we can do a little user interface and be able to receive input from the users and output a response. But beyond that, we don't get into CSS or fancy looking web pages or anything like that. Okay, so we're just going to go through the basics, and this is the only week we actually go through the basics, and everything you need to know and learn about HTML for this class will just happen to be this week. All right, and so let's get to it. So all HTML documents start with a unique tag, and this is the one that it starts with. It's just a less than symbol, an exclamation mark, document type or doc type HTML. And what this does, and this is new in HTML version 5, and what this does is it lets the browser know that this is an HTML5 document. Okay, and so the HTML version 5 rules apply to it. And so this is the first tag that every HTML5 document starts with. All right, so this should always be on your first line. HTML is a way to display information and how the information is displayed. All right. Now, sometimes you'll want to put information into a document that you don't necessarily want displayed. And we call those comments because they're just for you or anybody looking at the code underneath, but it's not to be displayed as part of the web page. All right. And so in order to do a comment, you have a special tag that has the less than exclamation mark. And this is actually 2 dashes. It looks like it PowerPoint for me on my behalf decided to make that one big long dash, but this is 2 dashes. Then you put the comment right here. It could be any text that you want, and then 2 dashes, and then it closes with a greater than symbol. Okay, so anything that you want to put in the document that's just for your information, for a programmer's information, you put into a comment tag, and it will not be displayed as part of your web page. Okay, HTML tags. So some tips and tricks about HTML tags. They are case insensitive. That means they can have uppercase letters, lowercase letters. It doesn't matter. All right. That being said, most often we use lowercase letters when we do HTML tags because they can be a little bit easier to read, and there's varying sizes of the letters, much more so than in uppercase. All right. Also, if an HTML document is ever converted to XHTML, which is a special kind of HTML that we won't really get into in this class, those do require lowercase letters. And so it's easier for that conversion if you ever need to make it. Okay. Just know that, in general, we like to keep everything lowercase. So we have a concept called well-formed HTML. So there's HTML, and then there is well-formed HTML. Okay. A lot of times your browser, like Google Chrome, will be able to figure out what you meant, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's good HTML. And so an HTML document that is well-formed only has standard tags. These are tags that are part of the HTML language, and all the browsers will be able to understand them. Also, well-formed HTML has opening tags, and most of them also have a closing tag underneath it. All right. So you have, for example, you have an HTML tag at the very beginning of your HTML document, and then it's closed by a closing version of that same HTML tag. And the difference between an opening tag and a closing tag is that you have the slash before the HTML word in the tag. There's a few exceptions. Meta is an exception, break tag, input tag, and those are called void tags. I was going to call them null tags, but that's wrong. Void tags. That means that they can be placed in an HTML document without a closing tag. All right, but there's only a few of those, and for the most part, they are every opening tag deserves a closing tag. And then finally, nested tags. So that means you can put one set of tags and then put another set of tags inside that. Okay, so we have an example right here. You have a body tag, here's the opening tag, and here's the corresponding closing tag. And then you have a paragraph tag here where it has its opening and closing, and you notice that it's all inside the opening and closing tag of the body. All right. And then you have like italics here with an opening I tag and a closing I tag. So in this case, you have three nested tags. You have your body tag, and inside the body tag, you have the paragraph tags right here. And inside the paragraph tag, you have an italics tag. All right, so they can nest inside of each other. So like we said before, some required elements. These have to be a part of every HTML document for it to be well formed. You have to start with the doc type, HTML. Okay. All web pages need to have a head tag. And the head tag is where you put some special information that only the browser really cares about. The web page part, the part that you see, is contained inside the body section. Okay. And here's just a basic skeleton. So you have your doc type here on top, your HTML with a language established, lets the browser know that this web page is English. Then you have your head tag with a meta tag inside of it and a title tag. And then you have a body tag, which is where you'll put everything that you see. In this case, in this skeleton in this just, very basic website, there's nothing inside the body tag, but this is where you'd put your input elements, your header elements, all your text, your buttons, things like that. And then it closes out with a closing HTML tag. All right. That is it for HTML basics. If you have any questions, let me know. And make sure you follow all your assignments and get them in on time. And good luck and have a good week.